The Philippine Air Force stands at the threshold of a new era, one defined by ambition, innovation, and a renewed commitment to national security. For years, the skies above the archipelago have been watched over by dedicated pilots, but with limited resources and aging technology. Decades of operating outdated aircraft left the archipelago exposed, unable to fully protect its vast maritime borders or respond swiftly to emerging threats. The limitations of the past have been a constant reminder of the urgent need for modernization. Now new procurement laws have opened the door to true modernization. These reforms have streamlined the acquisition process, making it possible for the Air Force to pursue advanced technologies and strategic partnerships that were once out of reach. The centerpiece of this transformation is a potential landmark deal with Sweden for the Saab Gripen fighter and the GlobalEye airborne early warning and control system. These platforms represent a quantum leap in capability, promising to revolutionize the way the Philippines defends its airspace. This isn't just about new jets, it's about building a 21st-century air defense network. Integrating advanced sensors, communications, and command systems, the Air Force is laying the foundation for a modern, resilient shield over the nation. The South China Sea is increasingly contested, making air power essential for Philippine sovereignty. With regional tensions rising and maritime boundaries under pressure, the ability to project power and maintain vigilance is more critical than ever. The Gripen and GlobalEye package is a decisive leap, transforming the Air Force into a credible regional player. These assets will enable the Philippines to participate in joint exercises, strengthen alliances, and deter potential aggressors. Years of planning, analysis, and political will led to this moment. Behind every decision are countless hours of debate, negotiation, and vision for a safer future. Multi-year contracts and foreign financing now allow for long-term, strategic acquisitions. This approach ensures sustainability, enabling the Air Force to maintain and upgrade its capabilities for decades to come. The Gripen is a cost-effective multi-role fighter, agile, reliable, and designed for both air-to-air and air-to-ground missions. Its advanced avionics and weapons systems give pilots the edge in any scenario. The GlobalEye, a flying command center, extends the Air Force's eyes and ears far beyond the horizon, tracking threats and coordinating responses in real time. Together, they provide unmatched situational awareness and rapid response. The synergy between these platforms means faster decision-making and more effective defense. The AWACS detects threats far from Philippine shores, giving commanders precious minutes to assess and act before danger arrives. With this intelligence, Gripens can be vectored to intercept with precision, ensuring that no unauthorized aircraft enters Philippine airspace unchallenged. This integrated system delivers capabilities the Philippines has never had before, enabling seamless coordination between air and ground forces and elevating the nation's defense posture to new heights. It's a game-changer for national defense, signaling to the world that the Philippines is ready to defend its interests and contribute to regional stability. The era of token air power is ending. Real deterrence is finally within reach. The Gripen era has begun, ushering in a future where the Philippine Air Force stands strong, vigilant, and prepared for whatever challenges may come. For decades, the Philippine military faced a major obstacle that kept its Air Force grounded: a strict cash-only procurement system. This policy, while intended to keep spending in check, actually left the armed forces lagging far behind their regional counterparts. Year after year, the Air Force watched as its fleet aged, unable to keep up with the demands of modern defense. The government's annual budget cycle meant that every peso spent had to be accounted for within a single year. This made it virtually impossible to commit to multi-year big-ticket defense projects, like acquiring advanced fighter jets or building up a modern support infrastructure. Instead of planning for the future, military leaders were forced to think only in the short term. Imagine trying to buy a house with only the cash you have in your wallet today. No loans, no payment plans, no credit. That was the reality for military planners. They could only purchase what they could immediately afford, which meant settling for less, or worse, going without. Modern fighter jets aren't bought off the shelf. They require years of production, complex contracts, and staggered payments. But, under the old system, the Air Force was forced to settle for second-hand or outdated equipment, often missing out on the latest technology and capabilities. This left the country's skies vulnerable, and its pilots flying aircraft that were already past their prime. This piecemeal approach had serious consequences. After retiring its F-5s, the Philippines went nearly a decade without credible jet fighters. the Air Force's ability to defend the nation's airspace was severely compromised, and morale among pilots and crew suffered as they watched their fleet dwindle. The acquisition of the FA-50 jets was a step forward, signaling progress and hope for modernization. However, even this achievement was limited by the same short-term thinking. The focus remained on what could be bought immediately, not on building a sustainable long-term force. Crucial support elements, like spare parts, maintenance facilities, and ongoing training, were often neglected or underfunded. Without these, even the newest jets could quickly become grounded, unable to fly when needed most. The emphasis was always on the initial purchase, not on ensuring long-term readiness and operational capability. This short-sightedness meant that expensive equipment sometimes sat idle, waiting for parts or repairs that hadn't been budgeted for. As a result, operational rates plummeted, and taxpayer money was wasted on assets that couldn't be used effectively. The Air Force struggled to keep even a handful of jets mission-ready at any given time. In the end, it wasn't just a lack of funding that held the Air Force back. It was the system itself. Bureaucratic red tape and outdated rules became the biggest obstacles to true modernization and national defense. Without the ability to plan and pay for projects over several years, the Air Force simply couldn't build a coherent modern force. Equipment was mismatched, strategies were improvised, and long-term planning was nearly impossible. The need for reform became undeniable. Military leaders, defense experts, and even the public began calling for changes to the procurement system, recognizing that only a new approach could break the cycle of stagnation. Only by changing the rules, allowing for multi-year planning and smarter investments, could the Philippines hope to rebuild its Air Force and truly defend its skies for generations to come. The breakthrough came with new legislation, most notably the revised AFP Modernization Act. This law introduced multi-year contracting and access to foreign financing for defense. Now the Department of National Defense can sign stable, long-term deals with global suppliers. Projects like the Gripen and Global Eye are possible because funding is secured over years, not just one budget cycle. Foreign loans spread costs, making world-class systems affordable. These reforms signal to suppliers that the Philippines is a reliable, strategic partner. Sweden can now offer comprehensive packages, including financing, support, and training. The result, a secure, sustainable path to true air power. The Philippines has moved from tactical purchases to strategic investment in national security. The Swedish offer is more than just jets. It's a complete capability package. Saab's deal includes aircraft, ground support, spare parts, training, and weapons. The Gripen is ideal for the Philippines, lightweight, easy to maintain, and able to operate from dispersed locations. This suits the archipelago's geography and budget. The package ensures high operational readiness, with long-term support and steady parts supply. Government-to-government terms guarantee transparency and partnership. This approach builds a sustainable, modern Air Force, not just a fleet of planes. It opens doors for deeper defense cooperation and technology sharing. The focus is on lasting capability, not just a one-time purchase. The true revolution in Philippine air defense is the inclusion of the Saab Global Eye AWACS. This aircraft is not just another addition to the fleet, it's a game-changer that redefines how the nation sees and responds to threats. Unlike a traditional fighter jet, the Global Eye is a flying command post, equipped with one of the world's most powerful and sophisticated radar systems. It acts as the eyes and ears of the entire Air Force, scanning the skies and seas from high above. With its advanced sensors, Global Eye can detect and track threats hundreds of kilometers away, far beyond the reach of any ground-based radar. It can monitor vast stretches of ocean and land, identifying enemy aircraft, ships, and even small, low-flying missiles. For the first time in history, the Philippines gains true early warning and real-time control over its airspace, giving commanders the ability to anticipate and respond to threats before they become critical. The Global Eye eliminates dangerous blind spots, detecting low-flying aircraft and incoming missiles that would otherwise slip past traditional defenses. This means threats can be intercepted long before they reach Philippine territory. When networked with Gripen fighters, Global Eye shares a constant stream of real-time data, allowing pilots to coordinate stealthy, precise interceptions. This seamless communication turns every fighter into a node in a powerful, unified defense network. This network-centric approach multiplies the effectiveness of every Air Force asset, ensuring that each aircraft, pilot, and commander operates with the same up-to-the-second information. A single global eye can manage and coordinate vast stretches of airspace, vectoring multiple fighters to intercept threats from any direction, all at once. This complete situational awareness empowers both pilots in the sky and commanders on the ground, enabling faster, smarter decisions in the heat of battle. For a nation with one of the world's largest maritime territories, the ability to monitor and protect these vast waters is absolutely invaluable. The difference is dramatic, from isolated aircraft patrolling alone to a truly integrated networked air defense system that covers the entire nation. With GlobalEye and Gripen working together, the Philippines can finally see and control its skies, ensuring safety and sovereignty for generations to come. Advanced jets are just the beginning. True air power requires a complete ecosystem. Maintenance, logistics, and training are as vital as the aircraft themselves. The new procurement model funds comprehensive support, spare parts, ground crew training, and diagnostic tools. Long-term contracts ensure high availability and readiness. Modern weapons and sensors, like the Meteor missile and GlobalEye's radar, are integrated from the start. Pilots and commanders need extensive training to master these systems and develop new tactics. Doctrine must evolve to leverage networked warfare and joint operations. Real air power is the synergy of people, machines, and methods. The Philippines is now positioned to build that synergy for the long term. The Gripen deal is also an economic opportunity. Modern defense contracts include technology transfer and industrial cooperation. Saab could partner with Philippine firms to produce components and train local engineers. This builds a domestic aerospace industry, creating high-tech jobs and fostering innovation. Local maintenance facilities mean jobs and self-reliance, reducing dependence on foreign support. The investment flows back into the economy, strengthening national capacity. Over time, the Philippines could become a regional hub for aerospace services. The deal isn't just about defense, it's about building the nation's future. The best hardware is useless without skilled people and smart doctrine. Integrating Gripen and GlobalEye demands intensive training for pilots, controllers, and planners. The Air Force must shift from counterinsurgency to high-tech networked operations. Training with Swedish experts and new simulators will be essential. Battle managers must master real-time data and complex decision-making. Leadership and vision will turn this investment into real security. Procurement reforms have unlocked a new era for Philippine security. Multi-year contracts and foreign financing enable the acquisition of integrated defense systems. The Gripen and GlobalEye package is a generational leap for the Air Force. With these tools, the Philippines can finally monitor and defend its vast maritime domain. This strengthens sovereignty, deters aggression, and supports regional stability. The challenge now is execution. Consistent funding, efficient management, and building human capital. The temptation to revert to old habits must be resisted. The legislative foundation is set. The strategic need is clear. By acting now, the Philippines can secure its skies and its future. The time to build that shield is now.